Because reading is what?
Fundamental.
Yes.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of What You Reading. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Jose. Welcome back, guys. So this week we did a story that was called Confidante, which is a Hobie story, which means we are back in the BTS fan fictions.
Yeah. When you see this necklace, no, we about to read some BTS. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. And this story is by Crybaby.barbie. We actually just read one of her stories. I don't remember which one it was, though. Anyway, we read one of the.
We read a couple of probably her stories, and then I started reading another one and figured out it was hers too. I had to get out of there because she be bringing us in.
She does. She has a lot of good story. Focus was her story.
Oh, that's right.
So, yeah. So we're gonna review that story. So let's get into it.
Yeah, guys. So in the beginning of this story, you have Hobie, and Hobie is at dinner with this girl named Elena. Okay. So he is going over a contract that he has with this girl, and is pretty much a sex contract, basically. That's what it is,
Well, I guess, yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, because she's a sugar baby.
Basically.
So, yeah.
So in the contract, he basically was telling her, girl, I'm going to take care of you. You ain't got to worry about nothing. This arrangement is for 6 months. Everything you need, I'm going to provide for you, okay? And in exchange, you give me what I need, okay? So I guess, he's not getting what he needs. So, which kind of just makes me go back, because I'm like, why is it the first thing we see? But then how it's played in the whole story, like it happened to him. But it looked like it was already happening.
That's what it sounded like. That's what I thought too. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Because it feels like it started like right in the middle of the story, where you're just like, did I miss something?
Right.
Yeah.
So they have their contract, and they fulfilled that contract that morning. Okay, they got
sure
it.
Did.
Got it on so good that he told her, "Hey, girl, drink this water.
You dehydrated, boo.
You are dehydrated." And she was like, "No, I'm good." He like, "Girl, we've been going at it for 3 hours. Drink this water." So she drank water, and Hobie liked the way it made him feel, because what we figure out is he is a caretaker. He wants to take care of people and provide. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go back and say he was a caretaker. He liked to take care of people. He loved that, getting that water for her and doing things, because he could not get that at home. Okay. So, they did their thing, and he take care of her. He like, look, girl, I'm gonna take care of your bills. What you need, take care of. She like, you got me. He was like, I'm gonna give you 3 in your pocket and 3 to pay your bills. And then he was paying the bills for her. So I guess she just had seat. So, so he goes home. He get coffee and all this junk, and he go home, and he like, hey, babe. I'm like, hey, babe. Like, just reading. Hey, babe.
Girl, me too. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, babe, how was your day? And this girl's like, how was your breakfast with the boys, which is his homeboys, the crew. And he was like, oh, it was good, or whatever. How was the bachelorette party? I guess she had just gotten back from this bachelorette. But it was weird because they was going to work. But okay.
Right. And I'm like, how are y'all just popping up and going to do all these things?
Right. And so she was telling him, yeah, it was good. We had fun or whatever. And he was already feeling guilty because he already made her move 30 minutes away from her family or whatever. So he was kind of feeling guilty about it, kind of just letting her do her thing. But she was doing a lot of her thing. Okay.
She was doing her thing, everybody thing.
So she was doing her thing or whatever. But, he had already been noticing that, she was getting drunk every night. He had to go find her some of the nights, and she wasn't responding. Then when he say stuff to her, she clapped back at him like, "You are not my daddy. Like, leave me alone."
And he just cared about her. Like,
right. But one thing I did not like is that they how they made it sound, how she made it sound is like he would go crying off in the corner.
yeah, it did make it seem like he was always crying about something. I'm like, dang, all right, well, it feel your feelings, but also like, so what's the next move?
Right. She was popping him a lot of them.
Yeah.
Of the store.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, girl.
So she cut him up a little bit. He felt some type of way. He was crying about it.
Oh,
So,
and it was their anniversary, and she didn't even know.
and it was so he was all geeked about it. He had asked her to take off work. She was like, "I can't take off work. Blah 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 blah. I got this and this and this to do." And then because she's always talking about she's working, and then she does something afterwards or whatever. But every time she's come home, homegirl's been wasted.
Drunk.
So he can tell, and he's like, "I don't understand. Like, what work are you doing, and why are you always drunk?" So one night, he's like, she said she left work and she's going to do X, Y, and Z. So he goes out to where he thinks she's going to be. And lo and behold, she's there. But she's there with her best friend. And she's like, okay, cool. She's with her best friend. But then he look again and her and that best friend is in there making out. Just tonguing each other down in the club.
And he still wasn't even all the way bothered by it, but he was bothered.
Yeah, he was like, dang, that's really messed up. But then he was just kind of like, well, all right. He was hurt though. So he already had known that homegirl was cheating on him. He been knew that, but he didn't know that he was cheating on her with her best friend. So he's like, okay, whatever. But then I think that's the point where he decides to hire a PI. Or is that before that?
So.
Okay. So he decides at some point to hire a PI, which the nerve. But all right, you hire a PI.
Because like I'm feeling like maybe the beginning of this book was supposed to be like, you know how when you watch the movie and it shows you a little bit of this and then it shows you the beginning after? Yeah. That's how I'm feeling this book maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Because it felt very like, well, we hear off the rip he's cheating. So this isn't as much of a shocker.
Right, because I'm like, you did it first.
Yeah, so you're like, okay. So he hires a PI. He's like, all right, I got to get this taken care of. And during all of that time, his PA is finding out information or whatever. Alina is on the other side. She's doing her thing. She's she
work in a cell phone store.
That's like what I thought.
T-Mobile or something like that.
That's what I thought. I was like, wait, she's a sales associate. She's like, I got to make my little commission or whatever. She tells him about her day because she sold like some type of packages or whatever. And she was geeked about it. So he was like, oh, congrats, babe, blah, 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 blah. And he was trying to see her. So she's like, all right, come through, whatever. So he ends up coming through. They do what they do. And that's that on that. But it sounded like nobody knew that's what she was doing until later because her homegirl didn't know, did she?
I think she told her best friend, but I don't think anybody else knew.
That's what I thought.
The parents, the siblings.
Well, yeah, I know her parents didn't know.
Yeah. And so it gets to a part where he'll be going home and he sit down with his wife and she's like, oh, we planning a trip and I really want to go to Morocco or whatever. And he was like, oh, okay. She was like, well, I don't know the details yet, but can we go? And he just like annoyed with her because he like, girl, the nerve of you, ain't nobody even seen you. You planning this trip and ain't nobody even saying you didn't even know when our anniversary was. I'm still mad about that.
Yeah, he was mad because he tried to do stuff with her. He wanted to take her to places and stuff like that, but she just wouldn't show up for him. Like she didn't have no time for that man at all.
So before they got to good and arguing good, she get a call. We need you at the office. So now he mad because we can't even finish this argument and you got to run out the house to go to the office. What is so important about this job? When I got a job, a great job.
She don't for real have to work.
Yeah. He want to take care of her, but she want to take care of herself.
Yeah,
and everybody else.
That wife is a trip though, because that wife is a trip. So she's talking about this trip that they're planning or whatever, and that her best friend and her best friend's fiance, because they had the bachelorette party, but they were doing, wait, was the bachelorette party for Morocco? No. Never mind.
They had the bachelorette party in the beginning.
Yeah. So they were doing something else because the best friend and her fiance was going to be there.
Yeah, that's way at the end, ain't it?
No, when they're talking about the trip to Morocco, that's like right where we're at.
Well, they're just talking about the trip to Morocco. They ain't went to Morocco.
No, I know, but I'm saying like, what was the event? Because the best friend and the fiance were going to also be there, but it was for something, wasn't it?
Yeah, but remember that this was an event when they were signing. They were signing with that new company. Hobie was signing with that new company. That's way down the line where her fiance was at. Now, what are you talking about? The girl, what's the girl name? Katie and Rico. Are you talking about them?
Yeah, her best friend and her best friend's fiance.
Yeah, Katie, her girlfriend.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Because I was trying to figure out why they were even in Morocco.
Oh, they were going to Morocco for her birthday.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
So she was talking about she wanted to do this. It was going to be a trip for them or whatever. But then come to find out, really the reason she wanted to go because it was Katie's birthday and there was like a whole bunch of stuff tied to that.
No, it was her birthday.
Oh, it was her birthday.
It was her birthday, yeah. And that's why Hobie said, yeah, we can go because it was her birthday anyway, remember?
Oh, okay.
But
so
before
that makes
they
more
even
sense.
went on that trip, Hobie had took her to get her nails done, her toes done, all this good stuff. And he took her to the mall and he seen old girl there with her friend Chase.
So I was about to get there because I know it was a long way, but I was getting there.
Like Chase is a little bit important. That's
so Chase is her friend, her friend as well. I mean, Alina's friend, who happens to be a guy. And so she goes to this place in the mall, gets her eyebrows done all the time. Well, Hobie just happened to take his wife there to get her eyebrows done. And they were sitting right next to each other. Didn't know neither one of them, didn't know each other. And Hobie acted like, actually, I don't really know if she saw Hobie. But
I don't think she seen Hobie, but Hobie seen her.
Yeah. So she
sat next to the wife and was talking to the wife, didn't even know who she was.
Right. So that happens and she gets up and walks out and her and Chase walk out. They're talking or whatever. And Hobie starts seeing himself catch a little attitude. And he feels some type of way about the fact that homegirl's there with a guy. But it's like, sir, you're here with your whole wife. Your whole wife. What you upset about? Okay, fine. You feel some type of way. So he tries everything in him to not, but he hits her up and is like pretty much like, who is that guy?
Right.
Who is that?
She's like, was already.
He was talking about I didn't know you had a boyfriend. And she's like, what are you talking about? I don't. So
kind of giving stalker vibes.
A little bit, little teensy bit. And he's like, I saw you at the eyebrow place. And she's like, oh, you were there? I didn't even see you. That's crazy. So he hits her up or whatever. They have a conversation. It is what it is. Chase and Alina are leaving out the mall. I don't remember. Something happened because Chase.
That was the next time.
Oh, that was the next time. Never mind. Go ahead. I got excited. Because it's not this time. Yeah.
So, as time just kind of go around, keep going and they just doing their thing. He's still doing his thing with Alina. Start noticing that they are getting closer. Now, after he done been jealous about this boy, that's when he start getting closer. And sex start feeling different. Condoms are not being used anymore. I mean, they just falling and they don't know why.
They don't know why.
They don't know why they feel this way, of course.
Girl. A mess.
Right. I hope he starts saying like little, nice little things, whispering in her ear. You make me feel so good. I don't feel like this at home. Like, because he already, there's a time when he tell her about his wife and all this stuff. So now she know about this wife. And now he just whispering sweet nothings in her ear, baby. And she just falling for it like an inmate talking on the phone to a girl. And he thinks she just falling for it. And I will too, because the things he be saying to her is so.
The things he be saying to her, but he really be cashing her out. Like she was like, "I don't need any more money. I'm good." And he's like, "No, I'm just gonna send it anyway." She's like, "Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't." I'm fine.
I still have not spent but $100.
Yeah. I still have the other $6,000 you gave me.
Mm-hmm. Right, but she loved to spend. She loved to spend, and when she do spend, she go to high end.
She do.
Like,
because she straight asked that man to take her to the mall and go to one store. I think she wanted to get Louis
Michael
Vuitton.
Kors or Balenciaga? Or
No,
something?
it was they went to Balenciaga, but then I think she wanted a Louis Vuitton purse.
Oh, I think so. Uh-huh.
So she got a Louis, but then she went to a whole bunch of other stores. He was like, I already knew he was gonna want to go to a whole bunch of stores. I already took the whole day out, but that was a little bit later on. By that point, they had
No,
started.
this time because this is when they start being public.
That's what I was just about to say. They started going into public. He stopped caring because he found out from the PI that his wife was not only cheating on him with her best friend, but also her best friend's fiance, and they were a throuple.
Bam.
A
that was
throuple.
a shocker.
Pictures and everything.
Yes,
everything.
Baby, she was nasty. Okay, she's just a nasty girl. Nasty. She's just a nasty girl. Baby, because she had both of them, honey.
She had both of them.
Whole good relationship.
In love.
Mm-hmm.
In love. So, damn, I forgot what I was about to say.
So this is when he's still going home at night. So he go home, and then she just start noticing little stuff like she cooking for him on other nights, and she like, you gonna eat? He's like, nah, I'm good, I already ate. And she don't say nothing, but she wondering like, you don't even eat fast food like that, so who cooking you food? And that's when she started to get them wondering.
Which also the both of them had a lot of nerve in this book. Both of them did. Because she feels some type of way because she's like, something's not right. I don't like this, da 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 da. She also ends up hiring a PI.
Right.
Like, girl, you cheating on him. How you gonna hire a PI? Sir, you're cheating on her. How you gonna hire a PI? A PI is gonna be a PI. They gonna find out all information.
Right.
And both of y'all wrong as hell.
Right. Oh, so before they go to Morocco, before Hobie and her agreed to go to Morocco because it's her birthday. No, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna take you to Morocco. So before she go to Morocco, oh girl, Elena like, you know what, I want some titties. And he like, I really don't think you need them, but let's get you evaluated, and then if you really want them, you can get them. So she ended up still getting them titties. She was sore for a little minute, but he still was taking care of her, and her parents was taking care of her. And one day when he had went to the house to see her, the parents came. It was like when she was almost healed or whatever. And the parents came over there, and she was like, oh shit, you gonna see my parents. Now they're gonna ask questions. Now they're gonna want to know who you are. And Chase, the friend, already been asking questions about him, but he ain't been saying that. So now she gotta talk to the parents about him, and she just tell him, oh, he just a friend. He kind of just, hey, I'm her friend, bop, 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 and then leave.
The thing real quick about Chase. So Chase has been peeping stuff, and then he saw them two interacting and saw them together, and his little heart was crushed because he had some feelings for that girl.
I think Chase had a little feeling, like it don't really mention it, but you kind of get that.
You kind of get the vibe from how he was reacting to her. I understand, like, as a friend, you looking out for your friend, but also some of the way that he was responding to her, it sounded like he had feelings for that girl.
Yeah. So then after all of that, they end up going to Morocco. So they go to Morocco. He don't want to go. He didn't ask Elena, you want to go on this trip?
You want a free trip, boo? I'd rather see you.
He is brave, because did you see that TikTok with that girl that had her son on the trip with her, and this man didn't invite her to this trip, and he was out there with his whole girlfriend and his kids.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he was just like, you want to go to Morocco? Because I really don't want to go anyway. We taking our girl. We're going to get you a good old little beach house or whatever, which I feel like where she was staying was nicer than where they were staying. And she was like, yeah, I'll go, whatever. I like to give a fuck. She really did not care anyway. And so they end up going on that trip, and Elena came like a day behind them or whatever. And so he ended up taking her out to eat. Didn't they go out to eat?
Mm-hmm.
I
They
can't
did.
remember.
They did. They went to eat at a restaurant because old girl went with her friend and her boyfriend and her girlfriend. She went with
Yeah,
them,
they went
and
to. Uh-huh.
and he went to go eat because he was like, "I'm sitting here trying to celebrate her birthday for what? Elena's here. I'm gonna go with her."
Right,
By this
right,
point, he didn't care. He was starting to like really detach.
right,
He started
right.
talking to her a little bit more wild.
Mm-hmm. He was not caring. He was texting her while he was talking to his wife. He did not care.
Mm-mm.
Like he was over her. And so, he went on this trip and then he was with Elena, they was getting it on, baby. They was on it. Okay. And so she called him. She was like, "Where you at?" And he said, "I'm somewhere." And she was like, "Well, are we gonna go eat for my birthday?" He was like, "Yeah." So they did eat. And then after that, he ended up with her again. I like again. And then she was like, "Well, you gonna meet me at the beach with my friends?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'll meet y'all down there." So he goes down there to with the friends or whatever, and they was just talking, cackling, kicking it up. And then Rico and Katie started talking about this wedding and how he gonna gain all this weight, he ain't gonna be able to fit his tux. And then she started talking shit to her because she was like, "Well, at least he'll go get fitted. He won't even go get fitted. And he, if it's not important to him, he ain't gonna do it. Blah blah blah." He was like, "Girl, what you even talking about? Because I asked you a couple times. You act like you couldn't even tell me what was up. So
Yeah.
that's your fault if you ain't communicating right." So God, they get the fighting and going on and cutting up, honey. She start fighting him, literally fighting him, scratched his face with her ring finger. So now I had to tell y'all this, but hubby's a little bit of a crybaby in the story. Which I don't like. But he run off.
He do though. He really do. He really do. Whole time he's just like shocked, like, and then just starts running off crying. I saw that whole thing happening in my head, and I was like, because I don't think that was the first time he met Homegirl's fiance, was it?
I think he met her somewhere. Did they meet somewhere else?
I thought they may have, but he is a strong one because he had all of that information by this point, and it's in here in their faces. And
And
he
don't
just
be
kept
and I ain't saying nothing,
not
y'all.
nothing. He kept
The
that
whole
secret.
story, I was like, when you gonna say something? When you gonna
I was
say
waiting
something?
on that card. I was waiting on it. I'm like, you could throw it here. You could throw it there. Like, there were so many times.
Not playing spades, baby.
So many times. So many times. I was like, bro, I get it. I mean, he saved it for when he needed to save it, but it was just like, bro,
No,
come
he
on.
did save it to where he needed to save, but it was late by then. I needed
It
it
was late
already.
by then. Yeah, it was already super late. It worked out in his favor though.
Yeah, it
Man, did it
did.
work out.
It did. It did.
So
So she ended up cutting his face. He ran off crying, went to Elena. Elena was pissed off, boy. That girl was bad. She was so mad, but she was like, "Look, you're gonna have to go to the doctor. You're gonna have to get this thing sewed up. You have to get some stitches." So she took him to the doctor. He ended up getting some stitches, and they flew home the next morning. Okay, there you go.
all right, so they fly home the next morning. Wait, real quick. What was the big fight that they got into that Elena wanted to fight her? What was that? I mean, I know it was like I know she started stalking her because she started getting. Oh, now I remember what it was. I
It
just
was
remembered.
that's at
She
the
got
party with where oh girl, her best friend. It's almost at the end with the best friend.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was okay. So they get back. I'm trying to think where I want to go to. Her getting the information from the PI. Is that too far? I know stuff happens in between, but
No, okay. So let me just put this part in here.
sure.
So after a while, not Elena, but Victoria starting to feel third wheelish.
Oh yeah. So she started feeling weird, but the reason why she started to feel weird is because homegirl was pregnant.
Uh-huh.
And they didn't want to be her boyfriend and girlfriend, they didn't want to be like they don't want her to be unsafe. But the thing that was so crazy about it, they just never mind.
What? Oh, you was about to tell the
Yeah, yeah, never
Yeah,
mind.
she just started feeling real third wheelish after around because like they start doing things just with them two, and Katie and Rico, because they was actually really getting married.
Yeah.
So they couldn't have her and other things. So she started feeling kind of third wheelish, and when she started feeling third wheelish, now she want to go back to her man.
Because they were like, we can't have you out in public like that with us for these certain events because it's going to look crazy. We got to explain ourselves to everybody. We don't want to do all that just yet. But they kept telling her, like, once we get married, everything will be, everything will be fine. Everything will be good with us.
Which I don't know why you think that would be fine after they get married.
I don't know. Homegirl sounded a little bit dumb.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah. She wanted to stop being back with her man. And this is all after she done got a private investigator on Hobie and found out that he did, in fact, cheat on her. She got all the stuff. But she
and was upset.
Yeah, got upset. But then she was like, you know what? We can still work this out.
The thing that got me, though, was like, how could he do that to me? He could never do that to me. Like, girl, what? So yeah, she's being all sweet to him and she's wanting to be around and all that. But by this point, he really don't got nothing for this girl. So he's like,
he don't, but what I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just want to add this. So even though she want to be with him, he do not want to be with her at all.
He's done.
But she then told him that she know about this girl and she threatened Elena.
And Hobie was not having that.
Yeah, he wasn't having
at all.
But he wanted to keep her safe for the moment.
Yeah.
He knew then that he had to start getting that divorce for real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So by this point, him and Alina are like getting super, super close. They got all these feelings for one another. He's trying to deal with the stuff he got going on with his wife, but he know he got to get about that situation because it's not good. His wife's feeling some type of way because she got her couple over there, but they kind of like isolating her a little bit. So she trying to be back with Hobie, but Hobie is paying her dust. I mean, dust. Like she'll come in and want to give kisses and stuff, and he'd be like, "Get off me." Like, why are you? And he started so much so he moved all of his stuff to the other room.
Yeah.
He comes home, he gets in the bed. He don't try to cuddle with her, nothing. He was like,
he left
that's
that
dead.
ring.
He left that ring right on the counter. He was like, this is dead. I'm not doing this with you. So she starts noticing it even more. And she's like, oh, okay, this is a mess. So she decides to tell him about himself. And she's like, are you fucking her? And he was, by this point, he was like, I don't even care anymore. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
And
yeah,
I
right.
kissed you after.
Right.
Like, now he talking
that, I was like, Hobie.
Like, I'm like, is this the same Hobie that was like,
right. He was like, I'm tired of
it. Bitch, I'm over you now. We about to
over fight. It. He said, yeah, I'm fucking her and I be kissing you in the mouth after. So how does she taste?
Basically.
And she felt some type of way. Had the nerve. So so that happens. She cries off. She gets feels some type of way. But now that he's confirmed it, she's like, I'm about to mess with him. I'm about to mess with her. So she starts having somebody follow what's that girl name? Elena, yeah.
Meanwhile, your favorite part is happening. Elena's at the mall with Chase.
Oh, yeah. So Elena's at the Go ahead, girl, because I just want to react.
So meanwhile, Elena at the mall with Chase, and Chase just like start kind of giving her the third degree. He start like, girl, who is this man you talking to? I see him with you, bop, 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 bop. And she like, don't worry about it. You know, we good. I'm just living my life, doing my thing. And then he was like, is he married? He married? He this, he that. You would never be the one. You would never be like talking.
He's not leaving his wife. I don't know why you're smarter than that. Like you should know better. Shit. Girl.
And she feeling so sad and down after that. I mean, he got all her bad.
Yeah, he did.
He wasn't wrong though.
I mean, he wasn't wrong. I mean, he was wrong, but he wasn't wrong. You know what I mean? But yeah. Chase felt some type of way, and he was like, I don't want to deal with you no more, girl. But then, oh wait, that was later. Never mind.
Well, anyway, so Chase just walk off and said, I found my own way home. She feeling some type of way. And she go home and she tell Hubby, and Hubby be like, I don't like him. Stay away from him. Don't talk to him no more. I don't like him anyway.
Mm-hmm. So
meanwhile, Victoria come home. Victoria drunk as a skunk, honey. Drunk as a skunk. You hear me? Fighting Hobie again. Now Hobie is really over because bitch, you didn't put your hand on me twice. I'm over this. So now Hobie like, I'm out of here.
he said, I'm gonna give you these divorce papers. You need to sign them. I will be out. Actually, no, that happens after.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm gonna give you these divorce papers. You need to figure it out. She's like, you are not leaving me. And he's like, the hell.
Yeah.
I'm
so
absolutely
Hobie
leaving
into his own little room. And then later on that night, he get a call from Elena. And Elena getting robbed. So Elena getting robbed. He go in the room. He like stay on the phone with me. Stay on the phone with me. I'm gonna call 911. Use old girl phone to call 911. Now she got the damn number. She got, I don't know how.
Don't be thinking. They just don't be thinking.
Yeah, now she. Anyway, so the police come over there. He like, I'm not leaving you now, girl. I'm not going. I am not going back over there anyway. I'm staying with you. We gonna stay together. So that's what they did.
And he got a security system installed and all that just to make sure that she was good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so after she gets robbed, what ends up happening is Toby like, you're not staying here. We're going to the hotel. And I'm not leaving you because now you are my top priority. I don't care nothing about old girl over here. And you my top priority. So they went and got the hotel, stayed there for a couple of days, and then that's when the wife started noticing, wait a minute, ain't that been touched? He ain't even really been here. Like he ain't really been, stuff ain't been moved around like I thought it was because she been so drunk, y'all. Every night she getting drunk, hanging out. So come to find out, Rico owns or works at the bar. So that's what they been hanging out. She ain't been, when she come home, she drunk. So she don't know what's been going on. Noticing that after a while, this man ain't even been coming home. What else? Go ahead, girl.
So she notices that he hasn't been coming home and she's like really starting to feel some type of way because she's like, even though she be drunker than a skunk, get home late, she mad that he not there.
Right.
So this whole story was like, what?
Right.
Can I hop to...
Oh, he ended up getting her a dog.
That's right. That's right. He gets her a dog and she loves that little dog. She's super excited about it. That's important because of what happens later. So she gets the dog, blah, 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 blah. By this point, it comes out that homegirl is pregnant. So
now they fighting everything. She was like, I'm pregnant with your baby. He like,
right. Okay. And he like, and in the back of his mind, he like, I ain't touched you, girl. That baby is not mine.
But he making me mad because he not saying it.
Right. Because they did have sex at some point, but he's like, I used the condom. There's no way, but stuff happens. I get it. But he like, I ain't touched you. So she's like at home a lot now because the couple's like, hey girl, you need to rest because you're pregnant. They're excited for her. They're like, yes, girl, congratulations, whatever. So, what happens because they're at the event. What's the event that homegirls
So it's an event, but the event, I don't know why it's a work event for both of them, kind of. Or
that's right.
No, she has to go there because it'd be bad looking if he ain't there with his wife. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, and he didn't want to go to begin with. And she's like, well, we're going to this event, so get dressed and we're going to just pretend and we're going to look happy, whatever.
And it's his event. It's his work.
His company, yeah. So they go to this work event. They're sitting there, home, Katie and her man.
Don't skip the best part.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So she get ready for this event. He is annoyed because she take her forever. And she doing it on purpose. She take her forever to get ready, right? So then she like, I'm ready. I just was come down the stairs. I'm ready. Let's go. And he like, ooh, like
annoyed.
Yeah.
Annoyed.
And so then she was like, he was like, let's ride in your car. And she was like, no, let's ride in your car. He's like, Come on, girl, let's just ride in your car. He already knew that he had that doll in his car. And she was like, why we can't ride in your car? You got the nicer car, this, that, and the third. And he was like, you know what? I ain't even finna sit here and argue with you. Come on. We'll ride in my car. Got in that car, she got the sneezes, the coughing, the doing the mouth. And he over there just dying laughing because he knows she allergic to dogs. And she in there snotting and going out. He just died laughing. I thought that was just so funny because girl,
it's for real. Because he tried to tell her, and she was like, she wasn't having it. The homegirl got them allergies. They flaring up real bad.
Yeah, he was like, I would give you a Benadryl, but you pregnant, so.
Right. Sorry. Best of luck to you.
Right.
So they get to the event. Hobie's annoyed with her and he's not really wanting to be bothered, but homegirl's wanting to kind of like save face around all these people. Katie and her man there for some weird reason, which I was like, that's so strange. But they're like, I guess they may, I don't know. They're there.
I feel like it was maybe a rare event that they kind of had a partnership on.
Must have. But then what's we'll call it was there too. So
Elena was there and he sees her because him and her get into it. Him and Victoria, I can't remember why they got into it, but he seen them and he was like, oh, now I got to talk to them. And as he talking, he was like, oh, he told her, actually, my company just bought this company.
Oh, yeah.
Bought into this company. So now, we're making lots of money now. And so now Rico and Katie is like, let's try to get that money out of him, because you married to him, girl, try to get that money.
And she had the nerve to be like, why didn't you tell me? He's like, I just found out about it.
Right. So he look over and he see Elena. He like, what's she doing here? Me and her in the bathroom, baby. They was kissing. He like, what you doing here? Like, they ain't never seen each other. What you doing here? And she was like, oh, my best friend, boyfriend or husband.
Something, yeah.
Is working with y'all, or like now he is the CEO, or he owns
what they bought. Like he owns
the company. Yeah, it was like a merge. So now they have a partnership and something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that. Or I think it was Hobie was a lawyer, wasn't he?
I don't remember.
I think Hobie was a lawyer, and what he did is he was like the legal part of companies, and they had a big company. So he was like had the legal department and they signed into them to work with them. So that was like a big deal because he owned a huge like company, and I think the company was like, I feel like it was like a model, maybe like a modeling company. I don't know. I don't remember what kind of company it was. Anyway, Hobie goes, yeah, and he's like, what you doing here, girl? And she's like, oh, my best friend is the man that owns this company that y'all working with or whatever. He was like, oh, okay, And, that's when they come out and she see her. Victoria sees Elena. And she was like, oh, I hope you know. She think Victoria pregnant. I don't know why she think Victoria pregnant.
So something happened. I can't remember what it was, but it was a conversation about the dog. But she didn't know that it was a dog. So she assumed when they said their child or whatever it was, their baby, she assumed that she was pregnant, which they were just talking about the dog.
They were just talking about the dog.
Yeah.
And then she walked up and was like, I hope you're planning on getting rid of it.
Super rude. You're nothing but a whore.
He's a married man.
Yeah. Like, girl, your whole couple is over here. If you don't go mind your business.
Right. Right. And they looking at her like,
girl, hush it. Girl, hush. Not you loud and wrong.
Right. And she was like, honey, don't worry about mine, honey. You need to worry about who your baby daddy is.
Hello. Because do you know?
And she was like, the nerve.
Yeah, she cut her up something nice because homegirl Victoria thought she was saying something slick to Elena, but Elena was like, girl, bye. I ain't worried about that, and she gonna say, I'll see you at home with the baby. Something we forgot to oh no, that happens later. Never mind.
No, I'm gonna say, yeah, you're right about this part. I'll see you at home with the baby.
Yeah. But I was about to say something else, and that is after I'll just get there. Because by this point, all that stuff has happened. They left that. the Hobie finally asked for a divorce. Is that too far?
Yeah, Hobie. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Hobie finally asked for a divorce and is like, "Hey, bitch, I need you to sign these goddamn papers because I'm tired of you in my fucking life." And she's like, "I ain't signing shit, but whatever." So he's like, "You gonna sign these papers?" He said, "You gonna sign these papers and you're not gonna touch Alina." And there was some other stuff to it, and she was mad about it, but she eventually did sign, and they had to go to court for the stuff. So when they go to court, he was going to court off of abuse charges. He was just being like, "I just need this divorce because she has been putting her hands on me. I have the medical documentation to show that I went to the hospital and got stitches."
And at this point, they found out that she was following. Girl,
she had been stalking and all this other stuff. So there was like a lot of stuff behind it. So they were going to give them that, but he had to separate first. So he had to move out of the house first. They had to go through some things before they could officially get the divorce. But he only, the only information that he put out was the fact that she had put her hands on him. He didn't say nothing about her cheating on him at all.
And wasn't going to either.
Wasn't going to put it out there until he had to. So he initially was like, "All right, I'm not going to say nothing," and let that be that. So they ended up going back. They went 3 times, right? Because the second time they went, they provided some additional information.
The second time they went, it went Hobie's. It was hers because she had a restraining order on her.
That's right.
Because she didn't have this PI. Then come to find out, this PI was not even.
He was a felon, wasn't he? He had like some type of criminal past.
Random man following her.
Right. And they was like, "You can't do that, girl. You didn't do some research." Hobie was like, "I hired a PI and I got somebody who was legit."
Right. Like, so now not only can she not be around her, she got a restraining order of him. She can't be around Hobie or her now.
Right. And she's like, "You gonna really do this?" And I'm sitting here pregnant. And he's like, "Girl, okay." So
exactly. No, one time he said that ain't my baby.
Not
so
once.
That's what I was waiting on.
Not once. So that all happens. I want to get to the third time. So the third time they go back to the court because they're actually gonna do the divorce so they can dissolve the whole relationship. So they go in and she's like, "And he's been cheating on me and I have proof." And he's like, "Okay, yes, You want to go there? You want to go there? Sure, I have been cheating on you." But this was for the splitting of the assets. And so they were splitting the assets and she's like, "I need to get this amount of money. I need this, I need that, and I need this." And the judge was like, "Well, we can do this if this and this and this." Because she wanted to have him pay for the child and all this other stuff and make sure she was good. And the judge was like, "All right, but you're going to have to get a paternity test, girl." So Hobie's like, "Let's get a paternity test." And so the paternity test comes back. Lo and behold, it's not his baby. You know whose baby it is? Her damn boyfriend's.
No, it ain't. It wasn't nobody, baby.
Oh, that's right. She wasn't pregnant. That's right. She wasn't pregnant. I forgot. That's right.
That's when she went back to get the paperwork because what happened is the judge said, "You have to provide to me where you are pregnant. I need a paternity test." So she goes home and tell Rico and Katie, "Yeah, I got to get this paternity test." And he was like, "Okay, well, you got the paperwork up." So she was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Well," he was like, "Go get the paperwork real quick." She was like, "Okay." She run upstairs. Go ahead, because I know you want to tell.
Girl, she run upstairs and get that paperwork. They look at it and they're like, "Okay, that's interesting." But
she had the white out.
She white out so but this before she had done all that, Hobie had seen that already. Like by the time that this has already taken place, Hobie didn't see the paperwork and he seen that PI name at the bottom of it and was like, he made up these papers. That's crazy. So they saw it, and even though it said it was 99.9% inconclusive because there wasn't no damn DNA nowhere to be found except her own. So she has the paperwork that she showed the couple, and they're like, "Okay, cool. You don't even have nothing to worry about." So when she gives it to the judge like, "You don't owe shit, girl. You don't owe shit. So you can either give her the house or you can give her this amount of money." And then she was like, "Well, what about the 40 million that he's about to make or that he made?" And he's like, "I ain't got that yet. And by the time this divorce happens, it's a day after.
Yep.
You don't get no money. You don't get no money." So she mad about that. So now she's hurt and upset, but then she ends up talking to the couple a little bit later on, and they find out that she's not even pregnant and that she had been lying about this the whole time. And they start finding out about a whole bunch of other stuff because of the court case. And they're like, you've been doing this, you've been doing that, you've been making this guy seem like he's been a terrible human being while you've been the person that's been shitty this whole time. So they was like, we don't want to see you ever again, girl. We don't want nothing to do with you. You are out of line. So now she really upset because she lost her husband and now she has lost her boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yep.
So she just out here looking real stupid.
Well, she get the house.
She got the house because it was like she gets the house or he pays like a certain amount and he was like, I'll give you the house. You can take the house. I'll move out. I don't need it. I'll move out. It's fine. It's been okay. So yeah. So all that happens and she's now left alone. But I'm trying to remember because Chase ends up popping up somewhere. Oh, I remember what it was now. So by this point, Hobie and Alina were living together, but then after being followed and all that madness, they ended up getting a place together. So there comes to be a point. I don't remember how Chase comes up, like happens to be around Hobie again, but he speaks his little mind. And he felt stupid because Hobie was like, yeah, no, it's not that, buddy. Go sit down.
Right. Have yourself a seat.
He said, actually, I'm divorced. Oh, and this and that. So, so that happened. So now Alina and Hobie are living their lives as a couple. They're happy about things. Things are going well. Blah 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 blah. Now
they
comes time.
The parents took they thought parents was gonna be bad.
Yeah, they was like, "That's cool. We've been kind of waiting on you, girl."
Yep. 3 years later, down the line, they done had a couple of kids, or did they? Or a yacht. They had a yacht. I don't know where the kids came from. I'm thinking about the other story.
Well, she did say that she was going to have kids, but it was going to be like after a certain point because she ended up going back to school. He paid for her to go back to school and like a whole bunch of other stuff. So
and bought her a yacht.
And
they lived happily ever.
They lived happily ever after. How did you feel about this story?
I love this story. Of course, I felt like, how can he talk when he doing the same thing?
Even his friends was like, so...
Yeah. Yeah, his friends was like, I mean, we support you, but...
You're not right either.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
Right. So, yeah, I love the story. I thought it was so cute.
Oh, sorry, real quick. I forgot. Sorry not to cut you off. We forgot to mention that at the very end, Hobie did eventually be like, oh, and she's been cheating on me with these people. He did eventually.
Oh, in court.
In court, yeah. I forgot to mention that. Sorry, go ahead.
He didn't have no choice. He had to, though.
Yeah, he had to.
He had to. He wasn't even going to talk about it.
He wasn't.
That is the part that drove me crazy about this story. The whole time I was like, tell her. Tell you, because he knew from so early on in the story, and he just didn't say nothing the whole time.
He was trying to keep that in his pocket, though, and I mean it worked out because he ended up not owing her a crap ton of money. So I mean, it more so because she wasn't pregnant, but yeah. So sorry. How did you feel about the story?
I loved it. I thought it was so cute. Like I said, I did want him to tell her.
Me too.
The whole story, but other than that, hey, it panned out beautifully, like always.
Yeah,
her stories are always good.
They are really good. They are always really good. I like the story as well. I felt like it was cool. I liked the story for what it was. Like I thought it was really cool. I liked the conversation that was happening between her homegirl and Alina and her homegirl. Just how they was talking to each other, like they was like, "Bitch," da, 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 da. Like it just is cute. And then there was a lot of nerve in this story. All of the audacity was to be had up in this bitch.
For real.
Like all of it. And that's what threw me off about the story because I was like, how he mad about this and he doing this and how she mad about this because she really doing some shit. Like that's so crazy. But it was good.
Just not be with each other because that's really what it was.
And she, this is something that we did forget to mention. Homegirl was like, "You're gonna take care of me and this baby. I don't care what you think you're about to do." She's like, "You're supposed to take care of me. I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, but you have to stay here and take care of me."
Right.
I was like,
and he was like,
"The math not mathing."
Still didn't say that ain't my baby.
Not once, because he knew.
They kept talking about how the condoms were still sitting on the nightstand.
Mm-hmm. He knew.
Condoms she made him get.
And they was unopened. So he knew. But
I thought, how long did you think this pregnancy thing was going to last?
Well, she had a whole plan in her head where she was going to do all of that, and then once it realized
she was
that
try to get pregnant,
she was going to tell them that they lost the baby, because she was going to tell Rico that it was his once it had been outed that it wasn't Hobie's for sure, and then she was like, and then something will happen a couple of months down the line, and I'll just say like I lost the baby. I was like, this lady is crazy. But Hobie, all he wanted to do was take care of her, but she didn't want to be taken care of by him. She wanted to be taken care of by the guy and the girl. And she felt some type of like, she had the benefits of Hobie as far as like financially, but she didn't want to be with him.
Yeah.
Which it's like,
and
girl, leave him.
She kept saying, why you worried about me? You ain't my daddy.
Yeah.
When he was like, you okay? Like, he was,
are you good?
Looking for her one night because he didn't know where she was, couldn't reach her with nothing. And he tried to look for her, worried about her. And you ain't my daddy. Who you think you are? Leave me alone, a grown woman.
It was just sad that she really lied on that man like that to them people, and they was really like on board for her. That's what it's so interesting to see. Like, if you hear certain parts of a story, you'd be like, what all is the story? Because she really painted him to be out as a terrible person, and then come to find out it was her the whole time. Yeah. He wasn't even that bad. Like, yeah, he was doing his shit too, but apparently he started his shit after he found out about her shit.
Right. And then that's why Katie was so mad. Her friend was so mad because they actually did love her.
Exactly.
They really were going to take care of her,
yeah.
live that thoughtful life.
Yeah.
But, honey, she was so mad because she sat up there and lied about all that stuff. And that's why they said, get your ass up out of here.
Mm-hmm. She betrayed their trust.
And then look, tell her, if you don't get your ass out of here, we're going to call the police on you.
Facts. And she was like, well, what am I supposed to do? They was like, we don't care. You just got to get up out of here.
Right.
Because there was a point where she was staying with them for a little bit. They was like, no, ma'am, go home. You have that house that you won? Go ahead and go home.
Right. Because she was going to sell that house.
She was, because she was going to try to make some money back from whatever. But like something, I don't remember what happened with it. So.
And then happened with it. She ended up having to go back to it because they found out about her.
Oh, that's true. Yep. Because she was like, oh, we're going to all be together, blah, blah, blah. They was like, skirt. No, we're not.
Right. They was like about to have a whole family and everything.
They was.
Baby and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they went to court, Rico was in the court. Remember, we didn't say the whole court thing, but they went to court. And Rico was there when they was reading it. He was like...
Then he was...
But she made them believe that was his baby too.
Exactly. Because he was like, oh, that's weird. But then he was like, oh, I'm about to be a dad. Like, he was kind of geeked about it, which was really sad because he was geeked about it. She straight lied. She lied to everybody. She lied to her husband. She lied to her boyfriend or girlfriend. She lied to herself. Like, she lied to everybody.
Yeah.
So, but a good book all in all. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. I like reading Crybaby.barbie stuff. So.
I do too.
I don't even.
She married Hobie be a crybaby.
Crybaby.barbie had to make Hobie a crybaby.
I know, because he was a crybaby.
Girl, he was.
But it was a good story. It was.
But at the end, I just liked how he really developed near the end. But that man has some patience.
Yeah,
he had the patience of a saint.
But even though we laugh about him being a crybaby, Hobie is low key in real life. He a little bit of a crybaby.
But you know what? I love when people, like, especially with men, because I don't feel like they get to do a lot, but I love when they get to feel their emotions. I'm like, please get it out.
Me too.
Do what you got to do.
A little much of the story.
Well, yeah, because it was happening every couple of seconds. She said something to him. He broke down. I'm like, bro, say something back. Like,
right, yeah. Like, she would talk shit to him and he would just go off.
Start crying. Yeah, I'm like, but he was probably saving her because he didn't want to whoop her ass. That's probably what it was.
For real.
Honestly.
Like, let me go cry if I put my hands on you.
Sometimes you just got to get it out. But anywho, thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. We are happy to have done another fanfic. We will be doing the last story of the Never King series, The Devourer Men. It is a spinoff of it, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
With Rock and Hook. So we're gonna get into that. It'll be cool.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Bye.